So you're looking to move to Jacksonville, you're in the right place, because today we're going to dive into the pros and the cons of living in this great city of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking to relocate here from another city or if you're just trying to figure out how to live, work, and play in Jax, you're in the right place. Let's dive in on the pros and the cons of living in Jax. I'm Steve Shane. Welcome to the Living Jax Beach channel, where we talk about real estate and living in Jax. We're here to give you really good real estate information so you can make a really good real estate decision if you're thinking about making a move. Give me a call, shoot me a text, drop a message in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you as soon as possible to help you make a smooth move to Jax. Now let's stop wasting time and let's get into the details. Pro number one is an affordable cost of living, which, let's be honest, in this world that we live in, it's pretty important. Jacksonville is, out of the four major metros, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, and Miami, we are the most affordable price point to get into. And we have a variety of different housing stock. And what I mean by that, we have multi-million-dollar estates on the ocean that are absolutely exquisite and incredible. And then we have really affordable condos and townhouses as you get closer to downtown Jacksonville. The fact that we have these affordable housing units is rare in the metro areas of Orlando, Miami, and such, because usually it gets cheaper as you get further away from the downtown, whereas we get a little bit more affordable as you get closer to downtown because our premium properties are going to be on the water. So it's pretty awesome that we have many different housing types that you can get into for any price point. Now, of course, there are always things that aren't the best about living in any city, and we're going to talk about a couple of those right now, our cons. The first one is, oh my god, it can get so hot. The summers here are rough, man. We've got Florida humidity, and you're gonna get to 90 degrees above, and it's gonna be humid, and it's gonna be rough, and it's gonna feel like everything that you've ever worn in your life starts sticking to your body. Become friends with linen. Become friends with certain, fishing type apparel, because you're gonna need that. I came from the Northeast and I had thick jeans, and I don't wear those anymore. It gets hot in the summers. I think that's a great trade-off because I don't want to shovel snow ever again in my life. So I will suffer through a little heat because my air conditioning works. I'll tint the windows on my car. I'll do the things to mitigate that heat. But yeah, again, it gets hot out there, man. And if you're not a hot weather person, you may not want to be in Jacksonville. Now we've got pro number two, which is a diversity of communities and neighborhoods. Any type of neighborhood you want to find, you can find in Jacksonville within 45 minutes of each other. If you want to have that beach life on the coast, it's really easy. You never have to get in your car, you ride your bikes everywhere, your golf cart everywhere. It feels like a really tight-knit community, and there's a couple different communities in there. Definitely check out one of my videos somewhere right here. It's gonna be about the different beach suburbs you should check out. And then there's also a diversity of subdivisions. If you want a big subdivision where you kind of feel safe and secure in a gated community, we've got Nocatee, we've got different neighborhoods in St. John. On the north side of Jacksonville, we've got many neighborhoods like that as well. If you want something hip and cool and urban, we've got San Marco and Riverside and Springfield, and this new up-and-coming neighborhood called Phoenix, where these are more artistic and young and hip with fun restaurants and walkability in that way. So whatever you're looking for, you can find it in this city, and it's really cool. And honestly, if you want rural, you can drive 30 minutes just west of the city and find farm country that is absolutely gorgeous. To go north of Jax by 45 minutes, and you can have acres upon acres of gorgeous land. That's all for you. And that's the beauty of Jacksonville. Within 45 minutes, you can get any type of housing that you want, and any type of community, and any type of vibe. And that's what's really special about what makes Jacksonville's housing communities, our diverse neighborhoods, really special. So you can be near a major metro airport and still have the experience you want. Our next con is we have hurricane risk. We're in the state of Florida, period. We're on the Atlantic coast, period. It's going to happen one day. Will it happen now? Probably not, but it could. That's the thing about living in Florida. We also live in this little pocket of where the state kind of shapes around up to Georgia, and for some reason, because of the way the ocean moves, we don't get a lot of direct hits. When we do get damage, it's usually a storm that's coming off the Gulf and coming across the state, and that ends up being a lot of wind and rain. In my many years of living here, almost 10 years of living here, we've had to evacuate once, and we really didn't have to, but I have little kids and I didn't want to be risking it. And as you start to live here for a while, you realize what each storm kind of means and such. But yeah, the reality is hurricane risk is a thing. Another part of that is insurance. When a hurricane hits somewhere else in the state of Florida, your insurance is affected because that company has to post a profit or else they don't look good on the stock exchange. So they spread out the pain of everybody else in South Florida and how much it costs them to replace all their windows, and it ends up on your bill every single month. So insurance has been really tricky in the state of Florida, and I probably need to do a video on that very soon. And if I've already done it, it may be here. But if there's no box where my finger is, it hasn't been done yet, and I need to get it done, and just put insurance in the comments and I'll get on it. Hurricanes equal insurance increases, and that's just one of the struggles that we're experiencing in the state of Florida right now, across the board. Another big pro is that we have a strong job market. Jacksonville is positioned to be growing economically pretty well for the next 5 to 10 years. We have a variety of different sectors. We have a huge transportation sector, we have a huge healthcare sector, we have a big fintech community, and then we have your general mom and pop, HVAC companies and plumbers and such throughout the city that support everybody. Another big con about Jacksonville is we are sprawling. We are a big city. We are actually the largest landmass city in the entire United States, because back in 1972 they incorporated all the little towns into one big city and called everything Jacksonville. So Jacksonville is Duval County and Duval County is Jacksonville, and there's only 3 towns that are not Jacksonville in Duval County, and that's Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach, and Jacksonville Beach, and they are in a 6 square mile radius or area. Having said that, you gotta have a car. It's gotta be a working car. That car's gotta have air conditioning. And then we're also gonna be, you're sprawling, because all the development that is going to happen around the metro part of the city, that's happened over the past 60 years. Now we're going beyond that. That's why St. Johns County has got a lot of new construction. Clay County has a lot of new construction. Those are both 2 areas to move to because of their great schools and new construction options. And north of the city in Nassau County, we're starting to see that too. So there's a lot of good going outside of the city, but again, that means you're going to be driving. As more people move here, there will be density, there will be traffic, so make sure that air conditioning is full of whatever chemicals keep it extra cold, because you're gonna need it. Next up is pro number 4. We've got an amazing cultural scene that is growing here in Jacksonville. It's really exciting. Of course, we have the Cumberland Museum, which has gorgeous galleries and gorgeous gardens, and you have to do that. They have some cool summertime programs where they have a live DJ, some food, definitely things to check out. We have our arts market, which brings everybody together and local artists together to show everybody what they're doing. We have an amazing music scene that is growing, whether it's a hip-hop music scene or local rock bands. They really are doing a great job of supporting each other, and it's really quite incredible what's happening here. So there's this upstart music and arts and culture scene that's growing, and that's also feeding our food scene, which is really part of culture. Food is culture. So we're starting to see more and more people open up small mom and pop restaurants that are catering to a specific style of food, and it's fun. We're really at the beginning of this growing up phase of Jacksonville, and we're creating a new culture, we're creating a new experience for everybody who lives here, and that's really exciting, I think. Another big con is there's limited public transportation. We have a city that's this big, that's this wide and this tall. It's massive. So when you have a city that big, having reliable public transportation and easy access public transportation is almost impossible, because we're talking about it takes an hour and a half to drive from the coast all the way to the other side of Jacksonville or Duval County. So to have a bus that runs from there to there, there's a lot of logistics in there. There's a lot of cost involved. So around your major metro area of downtown Jacksonville, there is some, buses and stuff that run pretty consistently around there. There is a major bus line that runs from the coast to downtown, but that's pretty much it. We don't have any metros, we don't have any subways, we don't have anything like that to link everything together. So you really do need a car. It does limit you. Granted, if you live at the beach, you don't need a good car, you just need a car, Because when you live at the beach, you're living on your bike or your golf cart or your e-bike, and you really don't even have to get into your car if you live and everything you need is at the beach. That is another big thing. That is a pretty good reason to live near the water. Once again, if this is your first time on the channel, do me a favor, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to give you all the best information about Jacksonville, whether it's about development, great neighborhoods to live in, how to eat, live, and play in Jax Beach and the Jacksonville area. I'm the guy for that. So make sure you hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button so you can be the first to get this really great real estate information so you can make a really great real estate decision, and I'll help you make a smooth move to Jax. So if you're looking to move in like 50 days or 5 days, make sure you email me, text me, call me, and we're gonna make you have a friction-free transaction in your move to Jax. One of my favorite pros of living in Jacksonville is the outdoor activities. They are endless. If you're a golfer, we got so many different golf courses. If you like being near the water or in the water, we've got oceans, we've got rivers. We're 2 hours from any of the springs that are absolutely gorgeous. I spend many of my weekends going to the springs. I'm sure you've heard that if you've watched a few of my videos here. We've got parks and palms and rivers, and there's so much beautiful wildlife and opportunity. There's Guana Park just south in Ponte Vedra, which is this massive reserve, and it's amazing. Like, you can really see a different side of Florida, old Florida, if you will, living here in Jacksonville, which is absolutely gorgeous. If you're a boating fan, if you want to go deep sea fishing, we got the ocean. If you just want to stay in the marsh and kind of troll and try to find some quick little fish to get, you can do that. You can go drive an hour south of here and go to Steinhatchee and go scalloping. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. And if you're a hunter, you can drive north to the Georgia border and go shoot some, turkeys or deer or boar up there. I mean, there's so many things that you can do as an outdoor lover and a nature lover or a hunter that are here that are really special. On top of, I can keep going because there's like gym activities that people do outside. There's so many pickleball courts being created right now and tennis courts. We've got, frisbee golf courses. I mean, anything that you want to do, we have it within 20 to 30 minutes. And it's usually not that busy because there's another one down the road and there's a lot of activities. It's really, really something special that I absolutely love about living in Florida is that I don't have to be inside. In August you do because it's hot, but every other month out of the year, it's a great place to go explore nature in its most beautiful, finest forms. And finally, our last con is that we kind of have a limited nightlife scene. If you are used to the New York, Miami's, Austin, Nashville experience where you have a lot of bars and restaurants and clubs and a lot of activities to go do things in the evening, we don't have a ton of that. Part of that is because of that sprawl that we talked about. Trying to get everybody back into downtown makes it very difficult. But we just don't have a whole lot of clubs and nightlights. So if that's what you're looking for, you may be looking at Orlando or Miami if you're still looking for Florida. But if you don't want that, this is not a problem for you at all. Another big pro of living here in North Florida in Jacksonville is we've got incredible education, whether it's our local high schools and middle schools, our great higher education opportunities that are in the state of Florida and locally, and we've got incredible healthcare here in Jacksonville, which is really special and unique to a lot of big cities. But let's start off with our education. The state of Florida passed a law recently that essentially you have choice to send your kids wherever you want to send them. As long as they get into the school and you're willing to drive them there, they will take your state funds and be able to give it to that school as part of tuition. So whether you want to go to a private school, a charter school, a magnet school, or your local school, your state-based funds will go to that school if you're willing to send your kid there and you can drive there. And I mean, what state gives you those opportunities? There's not a ton. And then St. Johns County, which is the county just south of Jacksonville and one of the most desirable counties in the state of Florida, has the #1 rated public education program in the state of Florida. So the best public education is 35 minutes south of downtown Jacksonville. And that's also where all the new construction is. So you can go move into a brand new, wonderfully built house with tons of incentives to buy down your rate and give you perks and amenities, and also be going to the best schools in the state of Florida. That's a win-win. I talked about higher education. We have Jacksonville University right on the river, which is having a huge investment right now. A lot of growth. Their sports programs are growing up. They've got incredible film programs. They are a university on the rise in a big way. We also have the University of North Florida, which you don't hear a lot about, but locally, it's a great school and it pumps out some great community builders and great leaders here in town. And of course, if you're in the state of Florida, you can go to state-based universities. So UCF, University of Central Florida, go to Tallahassee, and go to, that's Florida State. And if you head to Gainesville, you're going to University of Florida. Those are some of the top schools in the country, and they're right here in the state of Florida, and you'll get in-state tuition as long as you can get in. Because again, those are highly competitive schools as well. So you're right here in the state of Florida for that. Now let's talk about our healthcare. We've got Mayo, which is one of the premier research and medical facilities in the world, not just the country, in the world, right here in Jacksonville. We've got MD Anderson Cancer Clinic. We have Ackerman Cancer Clinics right here in the state of Florida. We also have a great Baptist healthcare system. So we have 3 or 4 different major hospital networks right here that provide the top tier health services for people across the country, that people drive here, live here for 3 months while they're getting treatment. It's right here in our backyard. That's really special. You know, if you're gonna move to a state where you want to have a long-term plan and be able to live there for a long time and know that your health needs are taken care of, that's a big deal. Where you don't have to move because there's an opportunity you might get sick. It's all right here in Jacksonville, and that's really, really special. We also have a top-tier, top-rated children's hospital right downtown with Wilson Children's Hospital. So, and again, my kids have gone there and they do incredible service. So, highly recommend our city because of its education and its healthcare options, because those are really important parts of how you live your life every single day. Another big pro, it's kind of silly, but it's just we have really mild winters. I grew up in the Northeast corridor, in the Mid-Atlantic corridor, where, you know, I spent days locked in my house because I couldn't shovel out the driveway because of the winters were just brutal. Whether it's that wintry mix covered in sleet and snow and just that gray yucky snow thing that just sticks for weeks on end and it's miserable, or if you're way up north and you're just snowed in for a week because there's a snowdrift 2 feet in front of your sliding glass door, you know, we don't have to do that. We don't have to deal with that. Like, the worst you're gonna do is put on a sweater and a puffy jacket. I mean, that's the worst. Like, if you're putting on a knit cap, it's because you wanna, you're going for the look. We're very fortunate here in North Florida that we have a really temperate climate. Will it get cold? Yeah, we'll get down to 40s. But that is the absolute worst we're going to experience. Our summers, they're hot. Make sure your air conditioning's working. Make sure you have tinted windows on your car. But that's, for me, a good trade-off to never have to shovel snow again. All day long, air conditioning, I'll pay for it to not have to shovel snow. And our final pro is kind of one of those subtle things that you don't realize until you realize it. There's a reason why Jacksonville is one of the major transportation hubs in the country. And what I mean by transportation is things get shipped into our port and they get put on trains and they get sent everywhere. The reason why is we have a major port, so things come into the port, obviously. But we're right on this mid-Atlantic area where if you need to get to Miami, it's a 5-hour drive. If you want to get across the state of Florida and get to New Orleans, it's only 8 hours. Like, that's not very long in a car when you really think about it. Getting up to Charleston is 4 hours. Savannah is 2 hours. Atlanta is 6.5 hours, but with Atlantic traffic, it's more like 8 hours. Getting up to Nashville is 10 hours. I mean, everything is within a day's drive. And then just locally, we have St. Augustine, which is a beautiful historic area. So it's a great day trip. It's 45 minutes away from downtown. We've got Jack's Beach itself. Our beach is a tourist destination for everybody. We have Ponte Vedra Beach, which is a massive tourist destination if you are a golf fanatic. It's got all the golfing you can imagine. And then 2.5 hours south of here, there's this little place. What's it called? Oh, Disney World and Universal. And what a great way to spend the afternoon. As a matter of fact, this Saturday, not that you care, but me and my daughters, we're going down to Disney just for the day. Who can do that? You know, we can, because we're in Jacksonville. And that's what's really cool about our city. And as I mentioned earlier, we also have incredible, like, nature all around us. A 2-hour drive south, I can go to the most gorgeous springs you've ever seen in your life. You drive across the city or the state for 3 hours, you're now on some of the most pristine waterways and Gulf Coast towns that you've ever seen in your life, and it's a 3-hour drive. I mean, it's really not that bad, and you can really explore from here. So this is a great place. And we also have that international airport where you can get to London if you absolutely need to. What we have is special, and not many people know about it too, by the way. Like, Jacksonville is kind of slept on, not realizing that our location is great as a resident of Florida, because I'm not so far down in Miami, because if you're in Miami, it takes forever to get to anywhere. But in Jacksonville, you're still in the southeast of the United States. We're just an hour south of Georgia. So we can spread out pretty quick, and that's a big benefit, especially if you're in remote work, especially if you're in retirement and you want to explore the world. This is a great place to call home. Keep in mind, if you've been looking to move to Jacksonville or Jax Beach for a while, but you have a question that's specific for you that, like, you don't want to put it in the comments, do me a favor, shoot me a text or email me and get me that question as soon as you possibly can, so my team and I can respond to you as soon as you possibly can, because our job here is to give you great real estate information and to take care of your personal needs. So shoot that message over to us so we can get back to you, so we can help you make a great move to Jax. Overall, Jacksonville offers an incredible lifestyle. We've got wonderful beaches, warm climate, we're centrally located to everything. We're a city that's on the come up, so if you're looking for something that you can kind of put your foothold in and then grow into as the city grows, we're a great city for that. They're improving, you know, but it's not right for everybody, and that's okay. But if it is right for you, do me a favor, call me, text me, or email me, reach out to me, and let me know so I can help you make this your home. I would love to do that for you. You know, if you have a pro or a con that I missed, drop it in the comments. I'd love to see that, and maybe we can add that to the next video. And as always, thank you so much for watching the Jax Beach Living channel. It's actually the Living Jax Beach channel. There it is. Thank you for watching the Living Jax Beach channel. I'm Steve Shane. I look forward to meeting with you, and I hope you have a great day, and let me know which next video you're gonna watch.